Previously on Sister Wives.
We now meet the most mature member of this family. We see him in his natural state of being a fifth parent, waking up 30 minutes before his siblings to be sure they have breakfast in their bellies. And I'm thinking, shouldn't Kody or Mary be the ones doing this?
Oh, nobody interrupts Mary's sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let's play a game.
Yeah, let's play running away from the feds.
Hi, Peyton. Hi, Gabriel.
Hey, Savannah.
Can I play with you guys? Sure, you can be the cop. Darn, I left my Polly doll at Mary's.
Oh no, not Mary's.
I'm not afraid of her.
I heard she brushes her hair with combs made of children's teeth.
I heard she can't get to sleep unless she hears a lullaby of children's screams.
Are you guys talking about Scary Mary?
Yes.
Well, I heard that she grinds the bones of small children to make her Rice Krispie treats.
But I still need Polly to play. Then we have no choice. We have to go into the lair of Mary.
I brought a flashlight.
It's dark.
It's cold. It's clean.
I don't feel welcome here. This is the land that God forgot. Keep a lookout for Polly, okay, guys? Oh my gosh! What's in that picture? Is that a portrait of Mary with demons?
Oh, no. It's just a picture of our moms.
Keep looking, guys.
Holy crap! Is that a monster?
Oh, it's just unfinished pajamas Mary's making for Christmas.
You know what? Mary's not that scary when you think about it. Maybe it's all just in our heads.
Look, it's Polly.
Where?
Over there. She's on a box on the floor.
Ah, music to my ears.
I'm going to meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family.
The first 20 years, I don't know, are not going to be really great. And if they are great, then somebody's lying.
I mean, having favorites is not okay. If you want a successful family, you don't have favorites.
I am not married to 3 other women.
No, I'm just a narcissist. I have tended to be moody and self-absorbed. I'm not a good husband.
Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Gingy, this is Tim. Here's Morty. And we are recapping from a Mexican restaurant. Not necessarily the one Kody and Robyn went to when he proposed to her, but something similar. They kind of hid the sign of the restaurant, and I couldn't read it.
Okay, well, maybe they didn't want to be associated with polygamy. I don't know.
I mean, it's free advertising, so I'm not sure why the establishment didn't want their name out there.
Who knows?
But we do know that that restaurant, at least on their sign, say they make killer ribs, aside from tacos.
Okay.
And the usual. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Maybe we can go to La Hacienda. Are they open on Sundays?
I don't know. We can go if you want to go. Are we keeping this in, or are you just talking to me?
Oh, no, we're keeping it in. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm sure. If they're open, we can go.
Okay. All right, so announcements. Nothing new. According to Christine's Instagram, she went wedding dress shopping with her daughters, and someone spotted Mary getting filmed at Lakai, which was the restaurant she and Kody went to on their 20th anniversary. So we might see in season 18 or 19 or 5 years in the future of this interaction.
What do you mean 5 years of this interaction?
Because they film something and then it gets aired so long.
Oh,
afterwards.
yes.
I don't know how long this recap will be, since it was only 20 minutes and a lot of it was said in the previous episode. So I might be redundant, but let's get into it. Sister Wives, Season 1, Episode 2, Courting a Fourth Wife. What?
I just don't like the word courting. It sounds so creepy.
Why?
I don't know. It sounds like something that the mayor of the medieval village says when he's going to go down there and grab himself up some young girl to be his new wife. I just don't like the word courting. It sounds so fundamentalist.
Yeah, it's because they differentiate courting and dating because they think if you're courting, you have superior morals to someone who's just dating.
Yeah, by changing the name, they can make themselves out to be better than other people. They're real shitty that way.
Okay. So, we get our first opening of the season with all the wives sliding through in marriage order while saying their historic taglines. Robyn is omitted from the intro though, which makes sense since nothing is official yet.
I'm sure that she didn't agree to marry him before the first episode was even filmed.
Kody did ask and Robyn did consent, which is the whole reason why they filmed the episode.
They wouldn't have filmed an episode if it wasn't for the fact that they knew that there was going to be a new wife. That would be, I don't know, dramatic.
The episode commences with a seemingly impractical task all the women embark on together. They are baby clothes shopping for Truly. And my first thought was, this baby has had 7 older sisters, which includes Leon, before they transitioned. What happened to all those hand-me-downs?
I don't know, they must have been lost in a fire or something. No, they have money now. If they could buy an effing Lexus, they can buy new baby clothes.
They approach a rack that is teeming with those baby blessing dresses newborns wear. The adults continue their polygamy hype campaign, saying they've perfected the dynamic amongst all 4 parents. It has been 16 years. It's been significantly different from where it was 6 or 7 years ago. Because back then, we were still adjusting to this new, huge learning curve.
It was bad then, but not now. Wink.
Wink. More footage of the wives window shopping for the most impractical of baby clothes. Shoes. They fawn over a variety of tiny ballerina slippers and sandals.
They will fit for all of like a week.
We had this conversation where I'm like, if we ever have a kid, I'm afraid of buying so many wasteful baby clothes. And then he suggested you do what the Simpsons did with Maggie. Just put it in a little sack.
Oh, the Simpsons didn't come up with it.
Oh.
No, that's a thing that people have done for a long time.
Because I'm afraid I will get obsessed over these tiny little clothes and then the baby will only wear them for a few days.
Yeah, like a month or 2 tops. And then it's like, then you just have a box of old baby clothes to make you feel sad for the rest of your life.
I guess they would only come in useful if you intend to reuse them, aka have a lot of kids.
Well, that's how you know that when people waste money is when they spend a lot of money on children's clothes. Because again, it's only going to be good for like 6 months.
Christine relays past misgivings she's had about the first wife's impulses to keep adding more women into the family. She didn't share the same openness as Mary because she believed their husband was already spread too thin with just the 3 of them. He's not spending enough time with me. Are you insane? I don't see him having another wife. As Christine recounts this conversation on the couch, Mary's face is just oozing with glee. She's like, like, you feel bad, Christine? Well, I'm gonna bring in a new friend. How you like that?
Oh, Mary, you deserve all the suffering that you have given yourself and others.
There are multiple historical accounts to how the fam met Robyn. We are given the first version on the couch. Mary says she and Kody met Robyn at a friend's house where she happened to be this friend's cousin. That's where they first met her, just as a couple. In version number 2, aka the book, Robyn tells us that she went to visit this same cousin and go to church with her. And that's where she first noticed Kody. In her words, she tells us, "While we were seated in the service, a man sitting in front of me with shaggy blonde hair caught my eye. I watched him talk with the other members of the congregation. There was something peaceful and comforting about the way he conducted himself. He was smiling and laughing, at ease with himself and others. All of a sudden, he looked up and our eyes met. I'm not exaggerating when I say I felt as though I'd been shot through with a bolt of lightning. Sometime during the service, I had to walk past this man on my way to the bathroom. He was sitting with a group of women. In my bitterness at my own emotional vulnerability, I thought, he is probably an idiot. I dismissed the whole encounter entirely.
Well, she's right about one thing.
What?
He's an idiot.
If only that thought stuck.
But then she wouldn't have gotten her TV show.
Oh, yeah. Robyn is the only one that has gotten out ahead in this whole thing. In the third encounter, Robyn tells us that her mom wanted her to get her stink out there and get a husband.
Is that what they said, literally?
Yes, her mom told her to get her stink out there. So she chided her to go to a church dance, where Robyn then met Kody, Mary, and Leon for the first time. So it seems Robyn was in their periphery for quite some time and slowly grew to be a major focal point of Kody and Mary's interest. Because Christine says later that she didn't see this same type of development. This was sort of thrusted onto her, since I believe Mary and Kody kept this to themselves weeks and weeks, and then Christine was told. At that point, it was too late, since Kody was already in love with Robyn, so she couldn't protest these stirrings of his.
He felt a burning in his penis.
Robyn was raised in their sect of Mormonism. She explains her situation that she is a single mother of 3 kids and is freshly divorced. So, Robyn separated from her ex in 2007. Their divorce wasn't finalized until 2009, and around that same time was when she immediately noticed Kody and thinking, isn't that convenient? You were probably going to delay those divorce papers some more if it wasn't for this opportunity.
Oh, yeah? For more support? Yeah, probably.
As we are introduced to Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna, we see that there is already a bowl of celery on the dining table in preparation for Kody's arrival. After all, he is Robyn's best customer.
I think you mispronounced their names. I think it's Dana or Brianna.
Yeah, it's one word.
Just one long word.
The next scene is somewhat creepy. Kody can't contain his excitement. His 8-year-old son, Gabe, is asking him, what is he doing? He beams as he says, I'm going to go see Robyn. Do you want to help me pack? The young boy acquiesces and proceeds to fold what look like temple garment shirts his father hands to him. And
that's a Mormon thing.
Yeah, because there is a white shirt under Kody's polo shirt. So I'm assuming the AUB have an equivalent of the mainstream Mormon church's temple garments.
Yeah, they got these undergarment things that are specific. We know he doesn't wear them for much longer, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Anyways, Kody reveals that there have been at least 2 times he has courted a woman that weren't the original 3. We know one of these courtships happened sometime before he married Janelle. So in the book, Kody and Mary, who were 24-ish and 21-ish respectively, were dating a 17-year-old girl. They said in the book that they didn't hang around other newlyweds since Mary wasn't pregnant, so they were still in a different stage of life from people their age.
Wait, what?
Because Mary didn't have kids, they felt that they couldn't relate to people that were in their early 20s.
Okay, see, that's
who were already married.
That's different than what we dealt with. It was whether you were married or not. But for them, it's whether or not you were pregnant kids. Or not. Gotcha.
So they only hung out with single people from their faith, aka teenagers. This is how they met this potential wife at a youth conference. So just a fun fact. Kody is packing. He informs us of his commute. It will be a 5-hour, 300-mile drive, and he will be down there for 2 days. As Kody kisses each of his wives goodbye, we see Christine trying to put on a brave face. Were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, he says that in their faith that he's not even allowed to go to dinner with a woman without a chaperone.
Yes, he said that in the book. When he was taking Janelle out for lunch, he felt guilty because he said it's not appropriate for a married man to be with a single woman by himself.
Without a chaperone.
I guess, does the TV crew count as the chaperone? He's probably done this a bunch of times before.
It doesn't matter. If he can't have lunch with a woman without somebody to stare at him to prevent him from having dirty thoughts, how the heck is he supposed to sleep at a woman's house without having somebody glare him down from having dirty thoughts.
Yeah, because when I first watched this episode, I immediately gave Kody the benefit of the doubt that he probably stayed at a hotel, because my parents divorced around the same time the episode aired, and what my future stepfather did when he was dating my mom is he would stay at a hotel. He would never sleep at our house, because there was a conversation I heard where it came up where should he sleep at the house to save money, and both of them decided against that, like no. And so a lot of people are saying Kody did sleep at her house. In hindsight, it's off-brand of their puritanical, Victorian-esque dating.
It doesn't match up at all. If you can't eat a burrito with a woman without somebody being, oh, this is a sin, but then you're like, yeah, but I'm gonna sleep at her house for 2 days? No, that makes no sense at all. This is bull.
Because they tend to pick and choose what they want to follow, because my thought was, okay, maybe they're kind of brushing that rule aside because they see themselves as older adults and they have their own lives. But I remember either in the show or in the book, Robyn would say that men would still have to go through her father to ask him to date his daughter, even though this woman is in her 30s. So yeah, cherry picking.
Yeah, their cult is messed up. I mean, like, I don't give a crap about what they did or didn't do during these 2 days. What I care about is whether or not they're being hypocrites, and they are.
Christine, on the couch, confesses that her husband's time away is somewhat distressing. She lives far. She lives 5 hours away. I voiced this a couple of times that he shouldn't go. He can't leave me. He can't leave his family. It feels like he is replacing our family with Robyn and her kids.
This woman.
It's scary how accurate she is about everything.
Yeah. I mean, Christine's no perfect person either, but yeah.
Kody dismisses his pregnant wife's concerns, chalking it up to, that's the way this lifestyle goes. Janelle then says some words that will definitely not age well. Everything is unbalanced for now. However, Kody has always been careful with his time. He's always conscientious to make sure all of our needs are met. I'm thinking, speak for yourself, Janelle. We aren't even through the first couple episodes, and Christine has already expressed that her needs aren't met because Kody is already spread too thin.
Janelle's needs are being met by Christine, so she doesn't give a
That's true. As expected, Kody brings 2 of his older daughters along for the ride, so they can serve as babysitters for him and Robyn. We hear the polygamist acknowledge how much in a funk some of his wives must be feeling. Wives are comfortable with other wives, but not with girlfriends. So the obvious solution here is to marry my girlfriend sooner. He didn't say that last part, but that's where I went when I first watched this episode, because clearly I don't think that's true. So the issue isn't that wives are comfortable with wives and not comfortable with girlfriends. They're uncomfortable with the attention being unbalanced. And in a way, Robyn never stopped being a girlfriend even after she married Kody.
Yeah. They like the idea of all the women being equally inferior. And so the idea of a girlfriend meaning, oh, it's the one that gets all the attention, it gets all of the praise, it gets all of the love and affection. And that never changed.
Yeah, because unlike the other wives, Robyn is someone Kody actually loved.
Yeah.
As Kody drives to Robyn's house in his Lexus, he describes his first interactions with his girlfriend and his first wife. Mary introduced him to Robyn, and they developed a bond. There was a spiritual destiny that both of them shared. This is going to be part of your life.
Their eyes met, and Mary and Robyn both thought within their hearts, you're going to my husband. You know.
This is creepy. We hear Mary fangirling over her potential wife. Sister wife. I just knew she was a person that I could be friends with. Even more so than that. Have her love my daughter and our kids. And me love her kids. What a blessing that would be. The more the merrier, really.
I think everybody in the fandom kind of agrees that Mary didn't like her sister wives and neither of them liked her. And so...
Oh, she was just thinking, this is a great opportunity. Robyn then tells us some polygamy perks that also do not age well.
God, I hate these polygamy perks.
The cool thing about this lifestyle is you have so many people all over you, mothering your kids. Even with Kody, too. They're all helping each other out.
You know, the great thing about this lifestyle is you get to pick where people punch you in the face every day. It's not random. You get to pick.
I hate these stupid perks. At the moment, Robyn is trying to get her children to have some fun at the park, but is really adamant that they do not bring their bikes with them. Aurora even comes up to her and suggests that Brianna can bring her tiny bike and Dayton can bring his. Their mom dismisses these suggestions. I don't like how Robyn doesn't explain to her kids why they're not taking their bikes with them. It's okay to tell your children, I don't want you to bring your bikes because the camera crew that's following us around has to interview me, and so I have to stay in one spot. So I can't follow you around to make sure you're safe. But she doesn't do that. Brianna almost runs into the street and then starts screaming. Robyn still doesn't try to calm her down. She just tells them, I meant no, I said no, no bikes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm not a parent, so I don't know what to do in this situation.
I mean, your kids kind of mirror your energy in the way that you do things. Also, Robyn is not good at communicating anything.
Oh, she's not the family communicator?
Well, she just says
Kody
nope.
likes to tout.
No, she just says nope, no, or whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Kids are hard.
Back in Lehigh, the family is helping Christine rearrange her bedroom furniture. Hunter is hauling a dresser out, whilst Mary and Janelle shuffle her bed and armoire around. We get false commentary from the wives. We get along better now because we work through our issues. It's a constant thing. It's just like any other friendship you'd have. There's ups, there's downs. It's the ebb and flow of the relationship. We've learned each other's quirks. Christine has to put a pause in this exchange. I'm sorry, but Robyn coming along just changes everything. Mary then tries to downplay the third wife's reservations. It'll just be a new adjustment. When people say that they've been in trouble, but it was in the past, and they keep talking about how, oh, it was in the past, that usually means they're still in the middle of it. They finish up and head out to lunch. As the women go out to eat, Robyn starts to blather. This is difficult for me because I don't want to hurt them. And I rolled my eyes at that. We'll get to this point later when the wedding dress fiasco comes up. Because the truth of the matter is, in polygamy, you're going to have to hurt someone in order to get your needs met. In a way, Kody is right when he tells us that the hurt is inevitable. In this situation, I'm more inclined to believe Robyn is just being naive because as much as she would like to explain polygamy to us, she has never been in a polygamous relationship before.
Robyn is really good at explaining how polygamy is supposed to go, but not how it actually functions.
She still sees polygamy through rose-tinted glasses. The wives pull up to a bakery cafe and gossip with each other about their insecurities concerning the courtship. Christine starts. She's really cute. Robyn is really pretty. But if I were to be jealous of anything, it's just the fact that she's so sweet and such a good companion. I might feel like I'm being replaced based on the companion side of it. That's great for Kody. I'm glad he's getting a trophy wife. He's a great guy. He deserves a cute girl. So, again, I'm going to bring up their book because Christine's reactions to Robyn is very similar to the way she reacted when Kody and Mary almost married another girl before she or Janelle came into the family. So here's the passage. While I was living with the Browns, a local family started to express their interest in our faith. They had a daughter who, on one visit, spotted a picture of Kody. The moment I saw her look at it, I knew she'd be interested in him. I felt very threatened by her. She was beautiful and thin, and I was immediately afraid she'd catch Kody's eye. One morning after I returned from the ranch, Kody and Mary came to pick me up. We'd made plans to spend the day together in the city. Before we left, we lingered on the porch of my parents' house. Kody and Mary had strange looks on their faces. They seemed excited, but a little nervous. Then they told me that they were courting the girl I'd introduced them to at the youth conference. I was devastated. It ruined my day. In fact, it ruined my year. I decided then and there that I was not going to marry Kody, no matter what happened. It wasn't because of Kody. It was because of the girl he and Mary were courting. She was too young and too cute. And I just couldn't see her in my future. I broke off the friendship. I couldn't be around Kody and Mary while they were courting someone else. So, when Christine is telling us in the restaurant that she's not jealous so much of Robyn's looks, but her companionship. I don't believe that's entirely true. Christine has experienced 2 courtships where she felt extremely threatened based on physical appearances. And looking back, I remember when I first watched this, I realized when Christine said Kody deserves a cute wife, she was implying Mary, Janelle, and herself are ugly. And I thought, that's really terrible of you to say. Like, if you're going to put someone down in a situation, at least keep those backhanded comments to yourself. Don't drag Mary and Janelle into this, because Mary does get annoyed. She tells her, "What are you talking about? I'm cute." After the courtship with that 17-year-old girl fell through, Janelle obviously got married to Kody, and I'm thinking, you weren't threatened by Janelle because, in a way, you perceive Janelle and Mary as unattractive compared to you.
This whole thing is just gross, just because it's Christine wants to be the cute, young, fun one. She wants to be that, but she's also like, but I'm not actually that cute. So she's, oh, well, I can't get into a family in which I'm not the cute one. And Mary, she looks, you know, like... You want me to say something? Like, Christine's like, look at Mary, looks like her skin is made out of an old catcher's mitt. And... that's too mean. Okay, it's too mean. Keep on. This is what Christine's saying, not me. Or, oh, you know, Janelle is this... I don't know what Janelle looked like back then, but...
She, according to certain podcasts, they say she looked like Taylor Swift. I don't know, that's true.
And so it's super, super gross because she's just, well, I can't compete with a cute, young, skinny, cute girl, so I'm mad at them. I'm mad at them for not finding some amorphous blob to marry so that I can just descend from the heavens and be the cute, fun one or something. And it's kind of gross.
Yeah. I think this is another reason why Christine was my least favorite wife in the beginning, because it's almost like there was another Robyn in the past, and she didn't like that. But in this situation, she says, Kody deserves a trophy wife. He's a great guy. He deserves a cute girl. And I thought, are you trying to atone for something, Christine? Because this is so not your stance.
Yeah, Christine is like, in the land of sixes, the 7 is king. And so she's just, oh, I'm going to be the fun, cute one. But then the second there's an actual cute one, she gets all... Yeah, no, it's gross when you think about it.
As Robyn heads to the park, she recounts how each of her children expressed the news of her dating Kody. Robyn tells us that Dayton was hesitant and unsure. Aurora was excited and wanted to plan the wedding immediately, and Brianna was reserved but happy for her. And as I listened to Robyn, it very much reminded me how these 3 kids reacted when Kody told Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna that he was going to adopt them. Dayton and Brianna were a little more reticent, whilst Aurora couldn't contain her excitement. Just thought that parallel was interesting. Back in his car, Kody keeps emphasizing that this is something that all the adults chose. But just because it was a choice doesn't mean they don't struggle with it. Case in point, Christine reiterates how she came to know of Robyn. I felt out of the loop this entire time. I hadn't met her at all for 4 weeks after Kody and Mary did. The whole Robyn coming along made me mad. I hadn't met her, and all the while, Kody and Mary are already telling me they have a testimony that this woman is someone they want in the family. They've prayed about it. Obviously, I'm panicking. I haven't met her. I didn't know what she looked like. I thought the whole ordeal was horrible. I felt like I lost my best friend.
Just a point of clarification here. When she says that they have a testimony, that means that Kody and Mary have both claimed that the Holy Ghost has given them a revelation saying that God wants them to marry Robyn. That's always the worst when somebody tells you, oh, God told me something that's going to have to make your life horrible for the rest of your life. Because you're like, well, do I get to voice my opinion about this?
No, you don't. As she sits there and cries, Kody, who has his arms on the couch, just stares at her deadpan with a furrowed look on his face.
His ever-encroaching forehead seems inclined to devour the rest of his face.
Yes. And I'm going to point out the obvious, this wasn't a choice, as Kody would like to tout, because he is already telling her that God wants him to do this without Christine being in support of it.
Mm-hmm.
Robyn then tries to be sympathetic to Christine's struggles. My heart swells with love for them. I know how hard that sacrifice is, but they're doing it because they want me to be happy, and they don't know me that well. That's really big. And I'm thinking, Christine doesn't care about making Robyn happy.
She doesn't even know who Robyn is.
Yeah, she's a stranger. She's doing it because her religion is telling her to keep sweet and go along with whatever her husband tells her to do.
See, that's how it works. God tells the husband, and then the husband tells the wives, and if the wives don't like it, then they are being told by God to shove it.
The patriarch then gives us the story as to why his wives don't actually get a choice in who gets to marry Kody. He starts to tear up at the notion of his new girlfriend. I was in my room, sobbing. This is when Christine came into our room and asked what was wrong. I told her, I don't know what's wrong, but my heart's been breaking in a million pieces. Christine, who tried to soothe her husband's anxieties, then says to him, well, you're lovesick, and the only cure is a marriage.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
Christine, you already have so many problems. You don't need to make your life worse by making Kody's life better. Kody hasn't courted someone new in 16 years, so this experience, dating in his 40s, is a new experience for him. This new dating experience is displayed to us as Robyn is in her bathroom, prepping for Kody's arrival. She repeats Mary's viewpoints from earlier in that this lifestyle is great because it rubs all over your rough spots, making you a better person. Kody is a better person now than when Mary first married him.
And I want to rub all over his rough spots. Let me rephrase that. And I want him to rub all over my rough spots.
They're paraphrasing a thing that Joseph Smith said.
Yeah. That I'm a rough stone rolling, and that basically he means that the Lord will, through adversity, polish you out your rough spots. But the way that she phrases it is very sexual.
Christine somewhat agrees with this outlook. Sometimes when a wife comes into a family, she only wants the man, and she doesn't see that he is who he is because of his family. Robyn isn't like that at all. She sees that Kody is a better man today because of us, because of his kids. Christine is giving Robyn a lot of kudos in this first season, because at this point Robyn just said, they don't know her very well, so what's with all this praise then?
I figured out what the next cartoon should be.
What?
It should be, what's that game show with Steve Harvey?
Oh, Family Feud?
Family Feud, where they ask people questions. It'll be like, sometimes the wife only comes into a family. Show me a woman gonna steal a man. Flips over, ding, 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 ding.
Wait, what's the question?
Bad things that happen when you add a wife to a family. And we'll just list all the things that they predicted, right? I think that would be
We'll have to flesh that out.
Yeah. Anyway.
So who are the two families?
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
you only
we'll
need
just
to
have
be
to do
one.
one family.
You just have Steve Harvey going onto one side and asking questions, and then have these quotes. Things that happened 15 years later. Show me. But anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. Robyn cries more to the camera how appreciative she is to see her kids be embraced by family, particularly Kody. We get more insight as to how Robyn has been navigating her dating life. She made a list of things she wanted in a potential mate, and Kody Wynn Brown happened to fulfill all of that criteria. She did what all other Mormon girls did growing up. So I grew up Mormon, and in church, back then it was 3 hours of church. In the first hour, you'd have sacrament meeting where people would come and talk on the pulpit and you take the sacrament. In the second hour, you'd have Sunday school. And in the third hour, you'd split into gendered classes. So if you were ages from 13 to 17, you would either go to young men or young women. So when I was in young women's, about once a year, I don't know how frequently, we'd have some sort of lesson on temple marriage. And then we'd have this activity where they tell us to write down a list of the potential man you'd want to marry. And they would encourage us of attributes like he had to serve a 2-year mission. He has to be active in the church. He has to be God-fearing, those sorts of typical things they encourage in the Mormon church.
There are more things than that. He has to provide a lot of money, and he needs to have a nice car. And
a seminary graduate, stuff like that. And when Robyn said, oh, I made a list, because she said that she made a list a couple years ago, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's just modifying the list that she was told to make by her church or something like that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's just a list of expectations, and everyone knows expectations are what make marriages work.
Kody and Robyn go out to dinner. She orders a large plate of tacos, and I couldn't really make out what Kody ordered. They both have some hot chocolate with whipped cream. By the end of the date, he proposes to her with a string ring that Madison made in the car. This greatly pleases the homewrecker. He then says something strange. Nobody in the family would ever call me a romantic. I just was overcome with this romantic bug. No self-respecting man would admit this stuff. And this is one of the first examples of Kody's toxic masculinity. The latest one was when he said that he didn't want to beg Christine to stay because that would look unmanly to the current wives. So we'll just keep score on this.
Also, I think the reason why nobody'd call him romantic before is because I don't really think Kody was romantically attracted to any of his previous wives.
Yeah, it's obvious that he's so much more enamored with Robyn than the OG3. It's really clear that he did not feel this way before.
Yeah, he just thought it was normal to not love your wives. Or at least the feeling he felt towards his wives is what he thought love was. He sees this young, pretty woman who's infatuated with him, and Kody is, oh, I guess this is what love means?
It's terrifying to say that I feel bad for Kody, but is this just what polygamy does to you?
I mean, maybe. When you have extremely strictly defined gender roles and societal roles, and then when you actually encounter these real emotions for the first time, it was probably very confusing for him.
Mm-hmm. He's been courting Robyn for 4 months. According to their calendars, it is September, so the time when they first met her was sometime around May or June. Nonetheless, Kody wants to bruise her guts as soon as possible. He wants to get the families merged as soon as possible.
Is families words for their genitals? They want to get them merged as soon as possible?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Gosh. That's so Freudian, but also it kind of speaks to how Kody does perceive his family as being just an extension
of himself.
Of his genitals?
Oh, yes. Janelle continues the PR campaign in that they all have a fabulous relationship right now, so this should end well since they've been through this before.
You know, I think it's the third definition of fabulous is no basis in reality.
Really?
Yes.
You gonna look that up?
Okay, so it's either it's extraordinary, amazingly good, or having no basis in reality.
That's probably the third definition.
Yes.
We have a relationship that has no basis in reality right now. All right. Our ending statements come from the patriarch himself. I'm in love with Robyn. That doesn't diminish anything with my other wives because they were already at 0. Because I love them too. Robyn gets to pick who she marries, so she picked me, Mr. TV Show. End of episode. So give me a synopsis.
You know, the family used to be a show, but that was in the past. They've totally been not a show for like 6 to 7 years, but they're totally not a show now. It was in the past. Also, Robyn is really, really in love with Kody's TV show. It's so funny how you can directly draw a line from where the family is in episode 1 and 2 all the way to the very end. It's a straight line, no deviation. Yeah, everybody knew how bad it was going to get, and it's shocking going back and just seeing how obvious it was from the very beginning.
It's like a train wreck in slow motion. Alright, it's the end of the recap. Thanks for watching. Here's Morty. Bye. Alright, so we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.